Hey guys, how you doing? This is EJ Uno coming back again, guys, with another great video. Right here, I wanted to talk about is the LG Velvet 5G and why I believe it is a nice phone for 2022, 2023, and maybe even 2024. Why I think this phone is a great phone compared to phones nowadays that you see. So, and I really just wanted to talk about it because I really wish that LG really didn't leave the scene, because I believe they were more like Steve Jobs and I guess you want to say Tupac, and just other great people who had great ideas and they looked toward the future. And what I meant by like Steve Jobs and Tupac is just because they were so ahead of the game. They were so far into ideas and all that stuff that nowadays you kind of look back and be like, oh, that's what they were saying. And other people out there too. But but I really just wanted to say, I feel like LG was just, on top of their game. I mean, they were coming out with dual cameras. They were, just I believe they were probably one of the first ones that were, well, they weren't one of the first ones, but they were, a lot of people use their ideas. And what I mean by use, I mean like Samsung used their ideas, Apple used some of their the insides of the chips and everything. And a lot of people don't even know about that. Like LG was like basically like the underdog, but it's just everybody was making money off of them. And I think for them trying to like give help to like Apple, give help to Samsung, they kind of like went away and they weren't able to sell their own phones because the name is what sold everybody. Like Apple sold everybody, Samsung sold everybody. Everybody really looked down on an LG phone until now. You know what I'm saying? Because I see a lot of people saying, man, the LG, it was a beautiful screen. But when when the phone first came out, people were kind of like, down talking the LG Velvet a little bit. And, but nowadays people are like, man, like that was a nice phone, because they see phones nowadays, they see nothing's looking new but then they look back at this phone and be like, man, this phone was really nice because it's older and it still lives up to the hype of new phones out there. And what I mean about that is this phone has Android 12 on it. And let me show you guys that it's running Android 12 on here. Let me go down to the system update, and let me go to my, okay. So as you see right here, it's running Android 12 right there. The security patch was November 1st, 2022. So it just recently just got Android 12 on it. So that's really, really nice. You know what I'm saying, guys? And it's going to get Android 13. So that's why I was saying 2023, maybe 2024. And for a phone to even get the update this far, I mean, shows you that, this phone is still living up to the hype, and this phone still gets more updates than most Motorola's. I wouldn't say even some more than most Google Pixels. I mean, some even more Samsungs. You know what I'm saying? This is a nice phone. Like, this is a really, really nice phone. I mean, we're looking at a 6.8-inch screen, 1080 by 2460. I think even though it's a 1080 by 2460, the screen looks beautiful. And I would like to have it be like a 1440 resolution, but 1080p, it's looking nice. And you see a lot of phones nowadays looking at 1080p, and it kind of makes you think like, man, so when they were trying to sell a phone for so much money, talking about, oh man, the phone's resolution is 1440, and now everybody's selling phones for 1080p. It's like that's the standards. You know what I'm saying? That you'll see. Like only I see like Samsung's having like 1440 and then some pixels. You know what I'm saying? But you see what you can do with a 1080p, and it makes it look just wonderful. And I think the reason why it looks so nice is because it's a POLED screen on it, and POLED screens look beautiful. It don't matter what phone it is, it just looks beautiful when you put that type of screen on it. And it's a lot of phones that have it, like Google Pixels have it, Samsungs have it. I want to say, I even think Apple has it. I'm not sure, I got to check into it. But getting back to the specs of nowadays, what you get, like I said, you get Android 12, is going to get Android 13. You get a micro SD card, share SIM slot. You get a 6 gigabytes of RAM, of 128 gigabytes of internal storage, or you can get 8 gigabytes of RAM with 128 gigabytes of storage. On the back of it, you get a 48 megapixel with the teardrop camera, and you get an 8 megapixel, 5 megapixel, and an LED flash. On the front of it, you get a 16 megapixel camera, and let me see, and it shoots, and the front shoots 4K, and the back of the camera shoots, let me see, oh, I'm sorry, the back of it shoots 4K and 1080p, and the front shoots 1080p. You get stereo headsets, you get IP68, you get under display fingerprint sensor, and you get wireless charging. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, nowadays, you know, and the reason why I'm going over all these specs, if you don't know already, and I know you're probably like, man, I know all this stuff already, why is he going over it? Because you look at a phone nowadays with what I'm telling you, and you can, and you get a OnePlus 10 Pro that has basically the same specs, and that phone is like $800. It recently just dropped down to $500. I'm sorry, or $500 or $600. You get a you get a Samsung phone, and you're gonna, for this type of specs on a Samsung phone, you're gonna pay like ridiculously the crazy amount. You get an iPhone, you're gonna pay crazy amount. You get a you get a Samsung iPhone, you get a Motorola phone, you get a OnePlus phone. I mean, you get any phone that has these specs in 2022, and you're gonna pay like out the butt for a phone like this. And this phone, guys, was only $150. $150 on Amazon. And this phone has went up in value, I gotta say, because I think I caught it when it was really good, because a lot of people I see selling for like $200, and still $200 is not bad for what I just talked about with this phone. And to tell you, I got this in okay shape, guys. Now, when I say I got this in okay shape, and when I'm showing you, as you see, this is okay shape to somebody. This thing is beautiful, and like the condition is nice. Don't let the lint fool you that's on here. This is a nice phone, and to tell you the truth, and I'm telling you, like, this phone is like really nice. It still moves smooth. The fingerprint sensor still works beautifully. You get face unlock. You get in-display fingerprint sensor. You can't even get this on a Google Pixel 6. Now you can get you can get the face unlock on a Google Pixel and fingerprint on a Google Pixel 7 Pro, but you can't get it on a 6. And don't you guys remember when we had that, when we were talking about why are they selling this, and they're cutting out things? Like, LG hasn't even cut out anything. That's the reason why I say I wish they never left. You know what I'm saying? I wish they, like, you know, they stayed on the scenery, and I wish they would have came out with more phones. You know what I'm saying? And to tell you the truth, I remember reading that Google Pixel came out one last phone, and the phone was in Korea. So sadly, us US people never got it, but it looked like a badass phone. It really did. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to like talk about why I believe like the LG Velvet 5G is appropriate for the next 2 years to come, and why you should get your hands on it if you haven't already. If you need any comments, ask. If you need to ask, I said that so backwards. If you need to ask me anything, definitely leave a comment. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell button, and I'll be back with more.